Holiday weekend in Manhattan. That can only mean one thing: college basketball. So come on inside Madison Square Garden, where tonight is the championship game of the preseason NIT between the Arizona Wildcats and the Kentucky Wildcats. Hello once again, everyone. I'm John Saunders alongside Dick Vitale. And as you start the season, you don't expect your team to shoot the ball very well. Kentucky has not, about 39% through their first 3 games. Doesn't matter because of their defense.
Well, Tubby Smith's got them playing great team defense. They're right now holding the opposition to 36%. It'll be a real test against the way Arizona executes. The key right now for Kentucky, can they rattle the diaper dandies in the backcourt? Gardner and Arenas. 2 freshmen starting in the backcourt. Tonight also showcases 2 super Souths. Michael Wright on one side for Arizona, and Tayshaun Prince, also a super South for Kentucky.
And Dick, you mentioned Michael Wright. What a game he had in the semifinal against Notre Dame. 22 points and 11 rebounds. And Lauren Woods, the transfer from Wake Forest, 13 points and tying a school record with 7 blocked shots. But the key there, the 2 freshmen in the backcourt, Jason Gardner and Gilbert Arenas. How will they fare against the Kentucky pressure? For Kentucky, Tayshaun Prince just stepped it up, 21 points and 9 rebounds. And Keith Bogan's a coming out party off the bench, 17 points. He'd average about 1 point through the first couple of games. And joining them, really a small, or rather a unexperienced lineup as well. 3 sophomores in this starting lineup. So it's early, but you really get a chance to see just how these youngsters are going to handle the pressure. And there'll be plenty of it at both ends of the floor.
I'll tell you, another key in this game is going to be bench strength. Arizona's going to have to get some bench play tonight to offset the bench depth of Kentucky.
Underway, and Saul Smith, who spent a lot of time on the bench in the semifinal game. His dad said he was in too much foul trouble.
He got 2 quick fouls early. Don't need his quickness to push the ball up the floor to match the quickness of Arizona.
Kamara from the outside knocks down the jumper from the top of the key.
And it brings a smile to a guy sitting to my right. Jack Goose Gibbons already is smiling. When he played, he made all those Kentucky fans smile in '78 for about 43 big ones in a national championship. There he is. Look,
he looks like he can still play there.
He's getting airtime already. It's unbelievable. He set up the cameraman. I know he did. He wants airtime. He's here with the Magic. They're going to be playing against the Knicks tomorrow. He's in town.
A joy to watch play, and just a heck of a guy, too.
Man-to-man defense. Arizona really well coached on the defensive end by Lute Olson. Lauren Woods was sensational, as you said, Johnny. He had 7 blocked shots in that game against Notre Dame.
Tried to get it down to Kamara, but Woods picks it off.
Good agility, good anticipation by Woods, cutting off the passing lane.
Arena and Gardner.
Gardner's got a lot of strength in his body. Very strong.
Doesn't look like a freshman.
Doesn't play like a freshman.
Wright takes it down the lane. Dishes it off. Oh, that was a tough play for Jefferson. Looked like he had the reversal and had to put it right back in his face.
I'll tell you, Jefferson very explosive on that wing.
Allison was really quiet in the semifinals. There's Saul Smith from the outside, no good. Jefferson skies for the rebound.
He's an elevator man. He's got great legs, Jefferson. I love the way they run. Look at the big guy, 7'2" out in transition. They don't run the court much better than that big guy, Lauren Woods.
You get the feeling, he sat out last year, of course, after the transfer from Wake Forest, that he's just going to get better and better.
He's very happy mentally. They're zoning right now, John.
Tayshaun Prince makes him pay with a 3-pointer.
He has stepped up his game. He's become one of those guys that's gone from being a blender to being now the go-to guy, one of their stars.
Gardner drives, and we get a foul called against Saul Smith.
As I look at Tubby Smith working that sideline. Done a brilliant job wherever he's been, whether it be Tulsa, Georgia, Kentucky. Hey, mentioned in Tulsa. Remember, I'm telling you this now. They are going to be one of the surprise teams in America. Bill Self's club, and Brandon Kurtz, and Eric Coley. I mean, they blew out Rhode Island, and they are going to be legitimate. He's legitimate, I can tell you that. 15 consecutive trips to the NCAA. Second only to the Tar Heels at North Carolina, who have 25 in a row.
590 overall wins for Lute Olson.
John, I really believe he's a Hall of Fame guy. When you look at some of the people in the Hall of Fame and you look at his credentials, what he has done, winning a national title and building that program in Arizona, he is definitely a guy that should be considered for Hall of Fame honors.
I don't think there's anyone who can argue that point.
See, they're in zone. Now they're back in the man-to-man. They're changing defenses.
Saul Smith-Gardner steps out on him right, steps out and drops back, and that allows Smith to jump for no good. Lauren Woods with a rebound.
Lauren Woods looks like a different player than he was playing at Wake Forest, where he had the burden of trying to follow Tim Duncan.
Nobody should have that burden.
Well, he's the best right now in the NBA.
Wright backs in McGlure and travels. McGlure actually kind of backed off him a little bit. He was trying to feel the body, and that caused the travel.
McGlure's a solid defensive player. You know, I mentioned Duncan. I think the three best in the NBA have to be Mr. Garnett, Mr. Duncan, and Shaquille's still got to be in that route. I'll tell you right now, Shaquille's got to be there as well.
You're talking best big men, right?
Best players in the game.
Best players. Not even, you don't include Allen Iverson?
Well, Iverson explosive, big-time scorer, but I don't take him over those three.
Jefferson with a rebound, the ball on the floor. Gardner finally gets it going.
I'm going to stay with college. I'll let Peter Vesey and those guys handle the NBA.
Don't worry about the NBA. Gardner from three-point range misses it. That wasn't even close. That looked like an outdoor game when it got caught by a gust of wind.
I looked like my jump shot earlier today shooting here at the Garden. Hey, John, I'll say this. You look at their freshman guards, and they're ranked in the top 10 in America. The last time I remember a team having freshman guards, that highly rated, was Michigan with the Fab Five, Jimmy King, Jalen Rose.
McGlure can't handle the pass coming inside. It's picked off by Woods, who shows some ball handling ability. And thinks better. Puts it in the hands of Jefferson.
He's just getting used to game action, Woods. Remember, he's been out of action for better than a year.
Wright shoots over his man. Tayshaun Prince skying for the rebound.
And that's what I like about Prince. He's very versatile. Don't like that about it.
Arenas on the turnover. The lob for Jefferson was just behind him.
Tough pass right there. And you look at the Pac-10 right now. Stanford comes into the Garden, wins the coaches versus cancer. You got to give some respect out on the West. If Lute Olson now leads here with a win 3 times in the 90s, it would be winning the preseason NIT.
90, 95, and the final year of the millennium.
95, they beat Georgetown, but Allen Iverson, who got 40 in that game.
The ball still belongs to Kentucky. Last going off of Gardner.
I'll tell you, you see Kentucky's jersey, you see Arizona's jersey, you see a Lute Olson, you see a Tubby Smith. That just spells big-time college basketball. It just gets the adrenaline. Gives me the goosebumps when I see those kind of action.
Also spells 2 national championships in the last 3 years.
Since 1987 and 88, 2 of the winningest programs in the game.
Jefferson again hustling out the rebound on the floor. Wants a timeout, but they get the jump ball first. Jody Sylvester stepping in. Possession arrow belongs to Arizona. It's early. We've got a 5-3 Kentucky lead for Tubby Smith and the Wildcats.
ACC Big Ten Challenge.
2-point Kentucky lead, and we mentioned Lauren Woods transferring from Wake Forest to Arizona. He had to sit out last year, but clearly he's been accepted and trying to lead the club.
It's interesting to see when Lauren does make a mistake, why he's got teammates right with him right away, just patting him on the back and tell him, hey, forget about it, kind of thing. So I think it's been helpful for Lauren that he's on a team of guys that really look at Lauren like he's a member of the family. They voted him a co-captain, and that's, that's almost unheard of. But I think that showed, as I told him, that showed tremendous confidence in Lauren.
I think he's got to definitely just play with that confidence. The people love him down in Arizona. They loved him at Wake Forest. See, I disagree. There was a quote by Lauren in today's paper, New York Times, by Joe LaPointe, that he was unhappy with the coach, Dave Odom, but loved the school. Dave Odom did all he could to try and build confidence. I was there and watched practice, worked with him. His problem was very simple. 2 words, Tim Duncan.
Yeah, you just can't follow in those shoes. Anything he did was put up against what Tim Duncan was capable of doing.
But sometimes a change is good, and I really believe in this case it's good for him.
Shot clock is down to 5. Great entry pass to Arenas.
I'll tell you,
converts.
John, he might be one of the best passing big men in college basketball. He really dissected the other day, the Notre Dame zone, the passes he was making from the high post, looking over the top of people. He's just got to get physically tougher and a little bit more tenacity to go to that next level and be what you call one of those unbelievable big players.
Kamara gets it up on the iron, won't go. Lauren Woods again with the rebound.
Look at that great outlet.
Arenas backs it back out. Good decision for the youngster. Into Wright, offensive foul.
Michael Wright trying to get position inside, having a tough time getting post position. He dominated against Notre Dame. Now look at Woods. We're going to watch the great pass by the 7-footer. I mean, we're watching a pass from the wing over the top of the defense, and Arenas with that superb quickness and movement without the basketball.
And all of that with the shot clock down to 3 or 4 seconds. No panic.
That's a nice line. You look at that line. 13, 10, and 7 blocks. Very unselfish player. He's fitting into a mold with his team where they seem to all like each other.
Knight onto the floor, tries to force it into McGlure. Look at Gardner take off and take it close. But gets sent back in a hurry by Tayshaun Prince.
He said, wait a minute, when I was in high school last year in Indianapolis, they didn't do those things. Tayshaun went through some growing pains as a freshman last year as Jason Gardner tries to protect the ball, but there's the left-hand block shot of Tayshaun Prince. John, when you block and you're a left-handed player, you get a better angle on the right-handed shooters.
Travel against Lauren Woods. Kind of had the ball blocked and kept his feet moving.
Some of the greatest shot blockers are the left-handed guys. You think about Bill Russell, the best of all time, with the Boston Celtics, David Robinson.
Arizona's turned it over 5 times, Kentucky 4 times already.
See, McGlore's got to assert himself inside, become a little bit more of a post threat.
The entry passes to McGlure have been tough to handle.
He doesn't step to the ball, John. You have to step to the basketball. You can't wait for the ball to come to you. I'm sure Tubby and his staff work with him extensively on that area. You got to go meet the basketball.
That's some trouble for Arizona because Michael Wright has just picked up his 2nd foul. He's going to have to go to the bench.
And that's big because they are not deep on that bench in terms of size. Wessel's a kid who's tough. He's made himself a little bit more stronger over the summer.
Luke Walton comes out to play him. Bill Walton's son. Allison from the outside knocks it down. He was quiet the other night.
Yeah, he was very quiet, but he's a big-time athlete. Superb defensive player when he focuses, when he concentrates.
Jefferson. Allison in his face. Over the top to Arenas. Walton on the baseline. Fights his way to the paint.
He's a good passer, I'll tell you one thing. He's got good basketball IQ. Walton learned a great deal from his dad.
Gardner launches a long 3, no good. Allison ahead of everyone. Gets it up on the glass, no good. Knight with the rebound, no good. And then the foul underneath.
I'll tell you, Allison's one big-time athlete. Was recruited by Florida State for football. He was a sensational wideout in the Tampa area. We're going to watch Allison right now try to explode to the basket. Now, Knight's going to come with the offensive rebound. If you're familiar with the name, that's Travis Knight's young brother. There's the rebound by Knight going to the foul line.
Travis Knight has lost a lot of his playing time with the Lakers. Barely gets off the bench now after signing those big contracts.
I'll tell you one thing, though. He's got that check coming twice a month, and it is big, baby. You got to make those free throws. Second half, Kentucky really struggled against Maryland because they were ice cold on the free throw line.
Jefferson.
Prince playing Jefferson right now. 2 Souths going head-to-head. Jefferson, superb quickness.
Over the top to Woods. Takes it up. Left-handed, no good. Knight with the rebound.
Prince plays with a lot of poise. Seems to have a better understanding of what to do on the floor this year. A lot more confident in this game.
Saul Smith
trying to get their motion game going. Trying to get 15 to 17 foot apart.
McGlure is open. That's the type of shot he's going to have to learn to hit with regularity. So they're going to give it to him all day long.
He's got to make that shot. You're right, John.
Arenas takes it to the left hand in +1.
I'll tell you, he's a big-time athlete. He's explosive. He's got style. He's got flair. From out of North Hollywood, I'll tell you, Lute Olson's going to love Mr. Arenas. Here he is. Watch this superb quickness. You can't teach this, John. Then he protects the ball, puts it to the left hand, kisses on the glass, seals the defensive player. Now watch him seal the defensive player. Right here. Turn, laid it on the left hand on the glass.
Couple of changes. Tayshaun Prince goes to the bench. Bogans comes in. The freshman who really got it going the other night.
I was teasing him before the game. I said, hey, your sidekick, your buddy, Joe Forte, he walked out of Hawaii with the big gold trophy, MVP, as a freshman. Scored over 60 points in the Maui Classic for North Carolina.
Bogans to Smith.
Another star in the North Carolina stable being developed.
Someone comes in every year. Battle underneath. Finally, Allison gets it up on the iron. Tip back up and in by the freshman Stone.
Marvin Stone, he's got to get more minutes. The other night, Johnny had 13 rebounds in 20 minutes of action.
I'll tell you what, if he keeps that up and Jamal McGlure doesn't improve the offensive skills, they might be changing positions in a hurry as far as which one's coming off the bench. The block by Stone.
Unbelievable. See that anticipation by Stone, the quickness, great hands. He wants PT, and he's going to earn that PT, and he's going to get it.
Allison open for a three. A little long, big rebound, Lauren Woods.
Very active tonight, Lauren Woods. Nice pass.
Into Walton. Takes it baseline, won't go. Anderson had the rebound, comes to the hands of Allison now. Bogans on his left side. Gardner did a terrific job because that was going to be an easy layup. He saw the pass coming and broke it up.
Yeah, he anticipated really well.
Just moments ago, the 13 rebounds in 20 minutes by Marvin Stone, and his coach loves the youngster.
He's with a big guy with great hands. He's so mobile and athletic. At 250, he's agile. You know, he's had a great coach in Ronnie Stapler out of Grissom High School. He was Mr. Basketball in Alabama. He's been playing, you know, AAU ball and playing around the country. So these kids measure themselves, just like Keith Bogans. They've been able to test themselves against the best at all the summer camps and everything. So I'm very pleased with Marvin. I've been more impressed with his work ethics than anything, because most big men take a longer time to develop.
I'll tell you, John, you took about 13 rebounds in 20 minutes. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure it out. You play 40, that's 26 rebounds.
You've been really spinning the math on me this last couple of days.
There's man-to-man defense now by Arizona. These two teams are going to win a lot of games this year.
Blevins, who's stepped into the game now. Big collision in the paint. Tayshaun Prince hits the deck.
One of the reasons these programs win, they get good athletes, but they're always constant on the defensive end.
Tayshaun Prince with 5 on the shot clock with an NBA three, no good. And Walton grabs the rebound, gives it to Gardner.
You get very few opportunities, John, when you get just open shots, and that's why these teams win. They really come out and play consistent defense day in and day out. So even if you're not shooting well, you got a chance and an opportunity to get in the winner's circle.
Frazier with the entry pass.
He's a junior college player.
Outside, Anderson shot off the mark.
Anderson's a shooter. He's a guy they're counting on to score from the wing off the bench.
Outside by Bogans.
Big timer. Had 17 the other night. Was 1 for 10 in his first 2 games. A matter of some jump shots not falling down. And then he was smart enough to attack the basket, because he's really a slasher more than just a jump shooter.
And you notice, coaches, how they spread the wealth. Talking about Stone, and Tubby made sure that he talked about his youngster Bogans as well.
2 diaper dandies that are going to be special in that Kentucky uniform. They've had so many special players. What a beautiful museum they have. I went to the museum, John. Make sure if you're ever in Lexington, go to their basketball museum, which is part of Upper Room.
Prince with a strong drive. Count it.
Tayshaun Prince has really elevated his game. He has that bounce of confidence that is so special to being a good player. He has really stepped up. Here he's going to change the direction. He freezes the defender, and he's going to go to his strong hand, which is his left hand, and puts it on the glass, utilizes that size really well. Here he's coming right at you. There he is, John. Gliding and sliding from out of California. Dominica's, look, he knows where to look. Look right in the camera. Get some AT, some airtime, something you and I never get. I saw you all day today on ABC. I was in my room, and I was watching you. I was a little proud. I was like, I'm going to work with him. I'm working with John Summers. Can I get his autograph?
You're not giving me any credit for working overtime, though. I noticed that.
I know what, your check's getting bigger.
Nice steal by Bogans. Stepping in front of Frazier. Blevins open, waits for someone to get underneath. Rebound. Bogans chases it down. And then chases it out of bounds.
That's sometimes the toughest shot what Blevins had there when you're about 10 feet away. The interim shot really is almost non-existent in college right now. In college, it's either the dunk, the layup, or the three-point shot. Good teams good teams have the medium-range jump shot as part of their arsenal.
Kentucky on an 8-0 run right now. Arizona trying to answer, but defense like that, it's not going to be easy. Frazier with it.
Kamara with that block shot inside. They got a bunch of shot blockers, Kentucky. Laura, Stone, Kamara.
Wright with a tough offering and then crashing the glass. On the floor, Wright has it. And call a timeout.
Michael's going to be a superstar this year down at Arizona, but he's having a tough time getting that good position inside like he did against Notre Dame.
15-8, Kentucky has the lead in part because Arizona has twice as many turnovers as field goals. 6 turnovers, 3 field goals.
And also because they're shooting 20%, 3 for 15. And that is a constant staple of Kentucky to really make people struggle. Look at those numbers. Only 20% Arizona, who's really a high-powered offensive team, the way they execute.
And we've seen clearly here that Wright has not had the luxury he had against Notre Dame. When he got the ball down there in the blocks against the Irish, he was scoring at will.
Yeah, but they rotate so quickly here, and they have so many shot blockers inside. They got a good physical presence. And Arizona just needs games for their young people. The more experience you get, the better they're going to be. See, every shot is challenged.
Every one. That was Kamara with that block.
I'll tell you, Kamara, it becomes infectious. It becomes contagious. When you have one shot blocker, your big guys all get very active. Now you take a look right here. He's going to challenge this Kamara. Keep it in, his feet on the ground. He's lean. I really like this kid. He's got a world of potential.
And that's 3 fouls on Michael Wright. That is trouble.
That is major. That's a nightmare right now for Arizona.
And we're barely halfway through the first half. He's a couple of fouls away from fouling out of the game.
That means that right now, Lauren Woods has to really step up and become dominant. Arizona doing a pretty good job defensively. It's just offensively struggling.
Stone trying to now set his screen for Prince and then get the ball back.
Nice job of hedging defensively.
Stone takes it into the paint. Jump hook a little strong. Frazier. Quickly ahead to Jefferson.
I'll tell you, I love Richard Jefferson. He'll play at the next level because he can flat out run up and down the court. Very explosive, has potential to be a star.
Bogans wants to give it to Stone. Woods has him. Blevins launches a 3. Little strong tip back out by Kamara.
Nice job by Kamara anticipating.
Tough pass.
Yeah, really not a good pass right there. Bogans going, come on, bend down. But that's not a good pass.
We'll get back to the Garden right after this.
Before your gas line turns.
Top 2 conferences in college basketball competing in the first annual ACC Big Ten Challenge next Tuesday and Wednesday on ESPN and ESPN2. If you log on to ESPN.com and play the ACC Big Ten Challenge, pick them, select the winner of all 9 games, you win a seat at either the ACC or the Big Ten tournament in the year 2000. ESPN.com, a part of the Go Network, Go.com. I know you're going to be there, Dick, and I'll certainly be watching.
I can't wait for Tuesday night. It'll be Duke going head-to-head with Illinois, and that's going to be a heck of a matchup. Seeing those 2 clubs, I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to that. Hey, there's my daughter Terry and her friend Colleen sitting next to her. Colleen Vullen and my daughter Terry. As you can see, she takes after her mom, not her dad.
Look,
I'll tell you,
I'll tell you what.
I'm proud.
They should be on camera much more often than you're on camera.
Well, she was here cheering for the Irish today. Notre Dame lost that tough game to Maryland. Got a nice performance out of Murphy, who was sensational, 25 points, 11 rebounds.
Jefferson launches a 3 that's well off the mark. And I think you were more upset than they were. You're such an Irish guy now.
I'll tell you one thing. I got it in my blood now. You 2 girls go there. They marry guys from Notre Dame.
Prince with it now. Jefferson steps out on him. Allison. Kamara sets the screen and rolls off of it and then out of bounds. Double tap still belongs to Kentucky.
Kentucky's had such a prize tradition. It's incredible, John. Every time you go to Rupp Arena, it's so unique and so special. There's just basketball feeling, a basketball passion that those fans have.
It's a lifestyle. It's not a game in Kentucky.
Sometimes it gets a little bit out of character and gets a little wacky.
That's what happens when it's a lifestyle.
Hey, look at this guy right here. You know him. Come on, who's that, John?
Come on, Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie.
Imagine what a career he would have had.
Didn't have one of his
Broken legs. What a player.
What a class guy. What a role model.
Clock is at 2, by the way. Allison gets it swatted. They're going to count it.
Yeah, that was a good call. No doubt about it. It definitely was on its downward flight. You got to get that up as it's going up.
NIT championship game from Madison Square Garden in New York. John Saunders and Dick Vitale with you. And right now, Kentucky enjoying a 7-point lead. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Gardner with a quick push. Off to Arenas. Oh! I mean, they can be explosive, those two freshmen.
I'll tell you, what a great job in breaking the pressure. Really a super job by Lute Olson. You can see that's by design. Lauren Woods taking advantage of Shuffle's passing ability. Stepped up high, whipped it out to Gardner. Gardner with the diagonal pass to Arenas. And there's the challenge on the defensive end by the big guy. Oh, yes. As McGlure coming over, challenging. That's what he does well. He's a great shot blocker.
Good defensive player. He went in for the defensive sub when they won the national championship and came up with a key block late in that game.
He's the only player of both teams that saw any kind of minutes. Played 14 minutes in the championship game in '97 when both these clubs hooked up in an overtime game, and Arizona won their first national title. Celebration galore in Tucson. They were dancing with joy.
The next year, they were dancing in Lexington. McGlure now into the paint, up over Wessel. And again, the offensive skills of McGlure lacking on that trip. Wessel gets a pass I don't think he was ready for.
Wessel's got stronger. He's really got a little bit more physical.
Takes spin. Kamara challenging the shot. Henderson gets it. He skies up. Won't go down. Crashing the glass. Back up on the iron and in. Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson working on the offensive boards. I'll tell you one thing. These Arizona kids are a tenacious group. Most guys would have backed away after the first 2 attacks they had down there in that baseline.
I'll tell you what, Jefferson has been extremely impressive.
John, he's got star potential. He can be as good as he wants to be. If he makes his mind up mentally and concentrates and listens to Lute Olson and that staff, this kid, the sky is unlimited how good he can be.
Walton checks back in for Jefferson, who heads to the bench for a breather.
I'll tell you, with these young guards they have, and they add Luke Record to that mix, and we all remember Luke, a great kid who played at Indiana, averaged 16 a game. He's at Arizona now. Arizona's done a phenomenal job with transfers. Think about this. Ben Davis, remember, went from Kansas.
Absolutely.
Big-time rebounder.
Ryan Williams.
Also Chris Mills, who left Kentucky and went down to Arizona and had a brilliant career.
Ryan Williams, of course, now Bison Dele.
Tom Tolbert as well. Came out of Cal Irvine. A lot of people didn't think he could play. Played about 5-6 years in the NBA.
Shot clock at 15 now. Arenas drives baseline and puts it up on the glass. Not quite strong enough. And then Yavtokas, I believe, gets hit with the foul.
See, every time you drive with the basketball and you're Arizona, you're attacking the basket, you're anticipating someone rotating over to change your shot. You don't get that unmolested look. Now, here he is driving. He beats his man, but he's anticipating the rotation, and he short arms the shot.
And Yavtokas over the back.
Oh, Yavtokas getting some minutes tonight because of Michael Wright foul trouble.
Smith trying to lose Gardner and very nearly did. Prince launches a 3. A little long. Knight battles underneath for the rebound. Nowhere to go with it on the glass. McGlure, and he gets stopped by Lauren Woods, but gets fouled.
See, that's the one area that they really, in their game plan, wanted to negate. The offensive rebounding of Kentucky and Kentucky's ability with their pressure defense. They want to spread the court. As you look at Tubby Smith, what a job he did at Tulsa. Sweet 16 at Tulsa and at Georgia. Hey, Georgia played tough on Kansas the other night. Kansas won, but they played fairly tough, Jimmy Herrick's team.
And McGlure continues to struggle at the line. I agree with you when we talked about this in your preseason special that it's wide open. I mean, anyone on a given night,
a lot of balance,
can get knocked off.
A lot of balance. It's already shown. Michigan State today got challenged big time by South Carolina, who really, Eddie Fogler's got them improved big time. They beat Virginia, and they lost by 3 over to Michigan State. Michigan State could be in trouble tomorrow with Texas. I love Chris Mill,
especially without Dean Cleaves. Woods leans in, and McGlure says,
Nice move by Lauren Woods, but good. Look at him shaking his head. No, he can't bring it on me. I'm Jamal McGlure. I'm a shot blocker.
He says, I'm from Canada. You better come in here with a customs agent if you want to bring that thing in.
Oh, Canadian Country John. I can see it. They don't know you were Country John when you were in Canada when you started out in this business.
Woods' shot comes up short, and then the foul.
Lauren Woods came out of St. Louis, played with Chris Carrawell, one of the better players in America. As you look at the turnovers now, more than field goals made. And you know, you could say it's sloppy play, but what it really is excellent defensive play. Both these teams really getting after it defensively.
But you can bet that's not how the coaches will interpret it at halftime. At least that's what they'll say to the youngsters. Kentucky's 2 of 5 from the free throw line. They got 2 of 6 now. You have Tokus with the rebound.
That is absolutely drive Tubby bananas.
Gardner launches a long 3. That's good.
You know what I like about Jason Gardner, John? He doesn't force the action. You very rarely see him take bad shots. And he's just going to get better and better with the experience he gets. One of the reasons he went to Arizona, he was really enthralled with the point guard play of David Stoudemire, guys like Michael Bibby. And in '97, Arizona helped its case by winning that national title in Indianapolis, where he's from.
Exactly.
Mr. Basketball.
That foul was on Nate Knight. A little push in the back.
Mr. Basketball in Indiana. Had a nice win today over Temple, but Temple played shorthanded without Pepe Sanchez. That's a big
bad ankle for Sanchez.
And a lot of guys on the all-ER team. Mark Madsen. I mean, they're going to make my Madsen and Lance Williams and Bettine Cleaves, Courtney Alexander, Fresno State.
Woods now surrounded. Arizona trying to tie the game. Woods drives and Knight reaches in, swats the ball, and picks up another foul.
What both these teams do really well, and a lot of teams do not, is that if you beat one guy, they rotate over and give a lot of help immediately.
Dick, your life is kind of like ESPN Full Court, I would say. I mean, you see so many games throughout the year. So if you're not Dick Vitale, get the package. Over 450 games with favorite teams, conferences, no matter where you live. To order, call your cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV, or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH. And you can sit back and watch as many games as Dick Vitale gets to see over the course of the season. That's hard to do.
Wait a minute now. DirecTV's got that package. Are you going to buy it for me? Digger was supposed to buy it last year, and then I got billed for it. Why don't you buy it for me? You and Wanda. That's going to be a nice gift.
Digger Phelps has more money than me, so we'll put that on his list. Or put it on your Christmas list. We'll see if we can get Santa to take care of it.
I'll get Reese Davis and Digger to buy it.
McGlure wants it in the block, but he kind of doesn't present himself, as we were saying.
He's got to get stronger inside. He's got to really step up strong and want the ball with authority.
Tayshaun Prince. Stone gets it down. Stone gets it up and in.
He knows what to do, John. He can finish the play inside, and he's got beautiful, beautiful soft hands.
You know what? You also got to like the lineup with Stone and McGlure in at the same time. It gives you great size, great rebounding. You're pounding guys. You're going to get rebounds off the offensive end as well.
Yeah, well, it gives you McGlure on the defensive end, and it gives you Stone offensively down in the box, and then McGlure can attack the offensive boards when Stone shoots.
Stone, the freshman is taking these guys to school right now. Kentucky up 4. You mentioned this earlier, the 97 NCAA championship in Indianapolis. Bennett Davison gives Arizona a lead at 74-71 as we're in the final seconds of the game. But they weren't done. Anthony Epps, time is running down, launches this, ties the game at 74 apiece, sends it into overtime. In OT, Miles Simon took over. He was the leading scorer with 30 points. Hangs on the ball to end it. Hey,
look at this.
You can mess up his hair.
Look at this, messed up his hair. I would love to do that. The guy is so good looking, 65 years of age. Great family man. Look at the wins here in the 90s. Unbelievable. Talk about the 90s, but they pass out a statistic in 1987 and 88. If you start the chart, Arizona's #1. It depends on when you start. I got a call. I talked to Bobby Huggins yesterday. Right. He said, you were talking about all the guys in the 90s. You never mentioned Cincinnati. I'll tell you, they belong up there as well. They had a great run in the 90s.
Had a Final Four as well. And
they're going to have a great team this year.
Arenas from the outside buries a three.
Gilbert Arenas is one of those kids. He was a big-time recruit on the West Coast, but nationally didn't get the acclaim as many. But he is going to be one heck of a player at Arizona.
Allison has to go right through his mix and out of bounds. And on this trip, Arizona will be looking to take the lead.
If Arenas learns how to play under control and plays within the framework of the offensive sets of Arizona, he's going to be a dynamite player. And it looks, all indications are that he will.
9th turnover for Kentucky. Jefferson now works on Allison and stepped out of bounds.
Arizona had that big trio when you had the Wrights watching from the sideline, Bibby, Simon, and Dickerson. And they came back the following year, won 22 games. Jason Terry had a big year. Got beat on a tip by Ryan Humphrey in the NCAA tournament. Oklahoma, Kelvin Sampson. Humphrey now at Notre Dame.
Bogans has it swatted away. I think he thinks he was fouled. Arenas with the finger roll.
Somebody better tell that kid he's only a diaper dandy. He's played 3 games in his college career. I mean, this kid is as cool, calm, and collected. I mentioned Oklahoma. They had a big win in Alaska, beating Cal for the championship. Sampson can flat out coach.
And again, this one slips out of the hands of Saul Smith.
What a nice pass.
Walton to Wessel, puts it on the floor, gets his man Stone in the air, and Stone commits the foul.
I tell you, Arizona's got to be very happy with the kind of minutes they're getting out of Walton Wessel off the bench. Not scoring big, but giving him some minutes. We're right on that sideline. Positive minutes.
Especially with Wright in foul trouble.
That Pac-10 looks like going to be wide open, especially with UCLA. They got a freshman you're going to love, Jason Capono, and a lot of big players. And Stanford's going to be outstanding. He has a big game up with Auburn coming up. Now look at Arenas right here, gliding down that lane. A good athletic ability, the good extension, the good follow-through. Auburn and Stanford hook up in a Wooden Classic. Duke's in there as well with Southern Cal. Hey, what have you ever heard Duke play in the undercard game? They're playing Duke, playing Southern Cal.
It happened here.
And Arizona's playing Stanford.
In the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, Duke and Connecticut wound up meeting each other, but not in the championship game as everybody thought.
Duke will be in a hunt before the year's over.
Kamara can't get it to go. Gardner quickly ahead to Arenas. The freshman hooking up, and Arenas gets fouled.
I'll tell you, Gardner, great vision, gets the ball up the court quickly in transition. What a dynamite duo those two diaper dandies are going to be.
I'm telling you, as you mentioned, no one's told them they're freshmen.
I mean, look how strong they are physically, John.
Don't forget, after Sports Center at midnight on ESPN, semifinal 2 of the Great Alaska Shootout, Kansas and Xavier. Kenny Gregory had 20 points, shot 10 for 11 from the field.
Xavier got a good basketball team again. Darnell Williams back for that club. They beat Louisville. Kansas, as we know, every year. I mean, Roy Williams has got 306 wins in his career. That is just absolutely mind-boggling. Now, see, McGlow wants the ball there. They missed him. Not one time he really sealed. But Wessel really doing a job defensively.
Arizona's 8-0 run has allowed them to take a 4-point lead here, under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
And they've really done it with great team defense. Shut down Kentucky's offensive game plan.
McGlow again can't get to it. Kamara, though, picks up the loose chain.
Kamara's got that quickness, John, that agility and that quickness for a big player.
Gardner from deep.
Big time. I'm going to tell you right now, he'll be right in the line with all the great point guards, with Kerr, with Terry, with Stoudemire, Bibby, and all the great ones. Stoudemire, I don't know. I love him so much. Stoudemire, I don't know.
The other ones you'll give him, right?
Stoudemire, I don't know. Not yet. But I'll tell you, when it's all done, if he stays in school, he'll be special.
Tayshaun Prince for 3.
He's become special. That's the go-to guy this year.
Quickly to the other end, though. Arizona pushing the ball very quickly. Gardner's thinking about a long-range one.
He's got range. He's got good handle and range.
Wessel underneath. McGlow got a piece of it, but not enough.
Look at Wessel working on that baseline. He got all over me. He said, you didn't give me credit against Tennessee last year. I made it perfect, and you didn't give me credit at the end of the game when we won that game. Wessel, I'll give you credit now a year later.
Prince again for 3. This one off the mark. Thought he got fouled. Jefferson ahead to Walton. Shot clock is off.
Look at the poise right here for this freshman.
Absolutely.
Look at his poise of this little quarterback. What a good basketball IQ he has. Never out of control. Jason Gardner, remember that name.
Arizona's made their last 5 field goals.
Saul Smith trying to keep the ball out of his hands. He's got away with a foul.
8 seconds to go. Jefferson with it. To Arenas. Arenas down the lane. Up on the glass.
Out of control.
Travel.
Yeah, out of control right there. He walked with that ball. Good defensive set by Kentucky.
Don't forget Courtyard by Marriott halftime report with Reese Davis and Digger Phelps coming up. It's the Holiday Hall of Fame hoops. The Great Alaska Shootout semifinals. That's been pretty good. And full championship series implications. I know you know all about the BCS, Dick. You're such a huge football fan. Virginia Tech, I believe, solidified everything today by blowing out Boston College, while Nebraska struggled in overtime to beat Colorado. They still have a game left, though, against Texas.
They have a game left against Texas, John, but I think it's over. I don't think you deny those kids from Virginia Tech a chance now to play for the national championship. They've done everything they were supposed to do. They went out and they blew everybody away. Florida State did what they had to do. The 2 of them hook up, and they play for the national title. I wish there was a playoff where they all can get in, and you have 8 teams playing it off.
I think a lot of people would like that. But you know what? We're going to call Roy Kramer and tell him to throw out the last week of the BCS, because you've decided Virginia Tech and Florida State are playing for it.
Virginia Tech and Florida State. If they're not playing, I got a better chance of growing here than Nebraska taking that away from me.
Arenas tries to get it at the buzzer. Just off the mark after the turnover.
He played well, this kid, and so did his partner, Gardner. Look at this, 13 points for this freshman. Wow, Digger, this kid is special.
I'm telling you, this guy has a couple of freshmen in the backcourt, but you would not know it. 29-25, Arizona over Kentucky. Reese Davis and Digger Phelps.
ESPN Sports Century, 100 years, 1,000 moments. In bookstores now.
And welcome back once again inside Madison Square Garden, where the Arizona Wildcats lead the Kentucky Wildcats 29-25. Welcome back, everyone. John Saunders alongside Dick Vitale. Really, the story of that game is kind of the theme as we open this game. Defense.
Well, we talked about that. We thought defense would be the primary situation out here, and it's been that way. I mean, think about this. You're Lute Olson. You got to be ecstatic that you're +4 and you shot 32%. Kentucky was brilliant defensively, but they didn't do it on the offensive end because Arizona was brilliant on a defensive end. But the 2 freshmen, the diaper dandy guards, picked up their game in the last 5 minutes. Jason Gardner and Gilbert Arenas really played exceptionally well in the last 5 minutes, and that's the difference. Here's a look at Arenas, exploded to the basket, utilizing the left hand. And now we're going to watch the script, and off they go. I'll tell you, these 2 guys, there's Arenas with the deuce. And now we're going to watch Arenas shoot the trifecta. And then Gardner says, anything you can do, Gilbert, I can do better. NBA, nothing but Nyla, Mr. Basketball from Indiana.
They combine the backcourt freshmen for 20 of the 29 points. And here's a look at the first half stats, which is brought to you by MCI 10-10-9000. And again, the numbers at top tell you we're talking about some great defense.
7 block shots by Kentucky. But you know what's really amazing? If you would have told Lute Olson that he would be up 4 at the half and have 2 points between Lauren Woods and Michael Wright, he would say you're wacky. I mean, 2 points from Woods.
He might say that no matter what you say to him.
That's true. And you know what? He'd be right.
Good ball movement. Prince gets it and swings it to Saul Smith, who has it blocked by Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson, the first block of the night by Arizona.
Underneath to Woods, gets it on the front iron.
It was a good look by Arenas. The ball was deflected, but he made the right pass. Tried to throw the bounce pass to Woods. Kentucky's going to have to get a spark offensively. Maybe they should dress up Gibbons and Bowie.
That would help. Arizona right now with their largest lead of the game at 6 points. McGlure,
he was 0 for 4.
Tayshaun Prince almost loses it. Jefferson stepped out of bounds.
That was a bad pass by McGlure. He didn't throw anything with that pass. He's really got to concentrate more on the offensive end. See, they're looking inside the Woods now. Marina's going to try to throw the bounce pass through. It's deflected by Kamara. But Woods picks it up the floor. Nice head fake. Oh, he left something on the floor, Jules.
Little lingerie, as our friend Bill Rafter would say.
Yes, sir.
But you said it was a nice pass. You can't tell me he meant to go between
the legs. But it was good intention. Good intention using the bounce pass.
When things are going right.
Lewis wanted to play defense. He won't let Saul Smith beat him.
Great defense.
Now watch him give it up.
Jefferson!
Hello, Jam City! Richard Jefferson, explosive, but keyed by the little guy, Gardner. I'm impressed with Gardner.
I am as well. I mean, he's got the body of someone that's much more mature, and he makes some tremendous decisions.
And he likes playing defense. Look at him pressuring that basketball. Saul Smith cannot make the turn and beat him to the basket.
Right. Out to meet Kamara. Tayshaun Prince finally says, I got to make something happen. Three from NBA range is good.
John, that's a go-to guy. When your team is struggling, you step up, you make the big shot. Last year it was a Paget, it was an Evans or a Turner.
Right, in all kinds of trouble. Meeting white jerseys, and then Woods off of him and out of bounds.
Jason Gardner now on a defensive end. We're going to see the deflection, and then he makes the steal, and it has the poise and presence to find the open man. And Richard Jefferson just can get out and transition with the best. He can really run the court.
He really is an opportunist. He just takes off. Take a look at the freshmen, what they're doing against Smith and Allison. A junior and a sophomore.
They're winning the action right here. Look at this. He won't let him beat him, John. He can't make the turn.
Prince from the baseline this time. He's short. Stone almost had the rebound, knocked out of bounds.
Saul Smith cannot make the turn and give them the opportunity to create the advantage because of the defensive pressure being played by Gardner. He's always under control. That's another factor of his game that I really like.
Jefferson to Wright. Wright spent much of the first half on the bench with 3 fouls. Woods, Stone in his face, tough shot. McGlure with the rebound.
I'm going to attack Michael Wright. Whoever he's playing, I would try to get number 4 on him. I would go right at Wright. He's going to check right now. Right now he's got McGlure. I would go to McGlure.
Allison knocks down a 3, and a great job by McGlure to seal 2 men.
Yeah, he did a great job screening. Desmond Allison had that nice jump shot. Good arm.
Woods looked like he was in all kinds of trouble.
That was a sensational move. How many 7-1s have that kind of agility on a baseline? That was a baseline beauty. He looked like Baryshnikov in shorts.
And I'll tell you what. Kentucky almost gave up on him because they thought there was no way he could score from where he was.
Put him in a play Fossey down here. I mean, I'll tell you what, he can dance, the kid. He can dance.
You know your Broadway show. Stone can't get it to go. Right with the rebound.
Well, went to beside guy yesterday with our producer, with Ray Tipton.
Prince knocks that away. Saved by Saul Smith.
Now, here's where Saul usually does a good job, pushing the ball up the court.
Allison wanted it the whole way. Stone down the lane. Finds his way.
I love him, John. He's got to be on the floor. I love that big kid. He's going to be one of those unique, talented stars to wear a Kentucky uniform. Physical, tough, understands how to play.
6 points for Marvin Stone. A 2-point game. Jefferson trying to lose Prince. McGlure cuts him off. And we get a blocking foul underneath on McGlure.
Jamal's got to play with a little more enthusiasm, more energy on that court. Going to watch him now. There's the nice seal he does to help his buddy out there. But he's got to be the senior leader, and they got to feed off him, and he's got to be a little bit more on an up base. Looks a little down right now.
Woods takes it from Jefferson, draws a double team. Arenas launches a 3 off the mark. Smith with the push.
He does this well, John. He really runs the ball up the court well.
Prince, long 3, no good. Comes to Allison underneath. I want to remind everyone that SportsCenter's coming up following us with Linda Cohn and Stuart Scott. Barkley and Pippen, well, those guys had some words for each other. Mostly Pippen was doing most of the talking, and Charles was disappointed. We'll talk about that the first time they get back together, the Rockets and the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well, Rockets really struggling right now. Steve Francis got a world of potential. He's just got to play and do less talking.
There's enough left talking on that team without Francis adding to it. There's a turnover. Someone got their wires crossed. Lute Olson, though, you're still up by 2.
I'll tell you, John, we're going to take a look right now. Some screening done by McGlory to help his teammates get free. We're going to take a look right now at some screening. Look at the big guy, McGlory. Now he's going to give the ball up. He's going to go and lay one screen, and now he's going to screen him back down that lane and create an opportunity for a 3 for Desmond Allison. Now we're going to watch him in another screen. Watch right here. Freeze him. See, right here. He's going to lay a screen here, and it's going to allow Stone to go right down the gut of the defense. There's the screen by McGlory, and there goes Stone down. He should give an assist right there to McGlory. Super job of screening 101 to get his teammate free.
And those are the things that won't show up in the newspaper tomorrow. What will show up, unfortunately, for Jamal McGlory is that he's 0 for 4 with 1 point right now. And he's going to be #1 all time before he's done.
Yeah, Melvin Turpin had the record at 226, but that'll be history. I mean, that's a special art, and that's something to be commended, being a shot blocker and giving the team an outstanding chance every time on a defensive end to come up with a stop.
Kentucky's on an 8-2 run here. Climb within 2, looking to tie or take the lead. Prince. Stone. Allison. Saul Smith, his 3 rattles around and out. Lauren Woods with the rebound.
Jefferson likes to get to the basket. Good job by Kentucky, and Prince getting back.
Wright chases it down, and he gets a timeout.
Yeah, defensive transition, so important whenever you're playing against. Look at Prince putting his arm around Reggie Greenwood, saying, I like that call you made. The bottom line is he set him up for the next one. Defensive transition is a must if you play against Arizona, you play against Kentucky, to minimize the number of fast break opportunities a team can get against you.
Kentucky, obviously, as we talked about throughout these 3 games of the season for them, has done a tremendous job defensively. But at what point do you start to get concerned about your offense?
Well, you know, they're playing against good competition. And good competition, I believe defense is ahead of the offense right now at this time of the year. I think you got to get familiar with one another and develop system. Remember this for Kentucky, in fairness to them. They're playing without Evans, without Turner, and without Padgett. That's 3 guys plus Michael Bradley, who transferred.
Right.
So 4 starters, John. You got 4 new starters in. You're playing against high caliber competition. So it's going to take a little time for that offense to catch up to the defense.
Young teams both. The only senior starter, Jamal McGlory, out of the 2 teams.
Arizona certainly has changed its personality, minus Jason Terry, who was such a dominant perimeter player. Now doing a great job for Lenny Wilkins and the Atlanta Hawks.
Arenas grabs it, dumps it to Woods. Won't stay down off the glass. Look at them hit the boards, though. Allison finally comes up with a loose ball.
Allison gets the ball, but there's an example where Stone kept it alive. Dump it into Stone. They had him. They missed him. Sal missed him.
Jamal McGlory from the free throw line wants a closer look, puts it on the floor, and the little guy stripping. Jefferson from Gardner. Count it.
If you don't get back defensively in transition, Arizona will blow you out of the gym. Down in McKeel, where that crowd is going to be ruckus and going bananas and love this team. They are so explosive with the steal. I'm a little frustrated because McGlory didn't shoot the ball. Had the opportunity, and here's the turnover. And they know what to do with the turnover. A lot of teams can force turnovers, John, but they can't convert.
9 points now for Jefferson.
And if these kids all stay together next year and add Luke Record to the mix, wow. That's all I'm going to say is wow.
Allison. Tayshaun Prince having a tough time shaking Jefferson. And now, ball on the floor again, loose. Wright comes up with it. And we get a jump ball situation. Possession arrow favors Arizona.
Kentucky way out of sync on the offensive end. What's keeping them within the game is the fact they're playing on the defensive end, because offensively they're really getting no kind of rhythm whatsoever.
15th turnover for Kentucky. And really the last 2 were almost like unforced errors. They had defensive players in their face, but the ball's just tipped and tapped away. Loose dribble. Wright gets it. High blocks. Jefferson, as Wright tries to set a screen, rolls to it and tossed out of bounds. Tough pass.
Didn't have any angle. You got to create angles to make those kind of entries, and did not have the angle for that pass.
Yeah, Kentucky again trying to whittle down this 5-point Arizona lead. Oh, and again they turn it over. They head to Arenas from Gardner. Gets it on the glass again, and will go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you, the Gardner-Arenas combination is dominating the Kentucky guard guards on the perimeter. There is no doubt about the difference right now is the play of Gardner and Arenas. Lute Olson's got to be ecstatic with their performance. There's the steal by Arenas. He's got the long arms. He anticipates well, and then he knows what to do. Once he makes the steal, he's up the other end of the court, and he's converting.
Arenas looking for his 16th point of the night. Has it.
It's great to see a kid that didn't get that great publicity, wasn't written off, to think he was something special, and he comes out and just plays and plays and plays and earns a position on the floor.
The largest lead for Arizona. I'll tell you what, Arenas has the pub after this week. McClure trying to force it inside. Another turnover.
McClure really having a tough time offensively, John. Really struggling.
Gardner out of control, and Jefferson chases down the loose ball. It's the first time I've really seen Gardner get a little bit carried away. Jefferson baseline.
That's a no-no against Kentucky. Usually Kentucky's so solid defensively that there's no way a guy can go to the basket without someone rotating over and giving help. They might need a timeout and settle down a little bit. They're really out of sync.
Last 3 trips have been turnovers. 2 of them on the perimeter.
They're standing around, John. They're getting no motion offensively. The easiest team to defend is a team that lacks motion. Well, look at Jefferson. I mean, everybody's got their back to the play. Nobody sees him coming to the goal. And that's a no-no. I know Tubby Smith doesn't teach that. I know the man is a great teacher of ball line defense.
Luke Walton steps into the game. Justin Wessel also will come on. It's Arizona with a 10-point lead. They give some of their starters a bit of a breather. There's Jefferson. Look at the points in the paint. Amazing thing about the turnover sticks is that a bunch of them are coming on the perimeter, where your guards cannot give those up.
They're telegraphing the passes.
Prince drives no good. Pushed in the back. Stone got pushed in the back. That'll be a foul on Arizona.
I think the kid that might provide some offensive firepower, who I'm sure going to see on the floor, is Bogans. I think Bogans is a guy that can give him some offensive firepower.
He had 17 the other night, so as you mentioned, they think you're a genius, you're a coach.
Oh, no,
you mentioned Bogans, and boom, he goes to the scorer's table. Prince. Back out to Blevins. Has it 3. Oh, Stone. Offensive foul. Absolutely buried Gardner.
They're going to wave off the goal or count the basket.
You got to wave that off. That came long before that was launched.
Yes, sir. That really hurts because they had a big 3 right there. That's a silly foul. Here's the open look, the open 3. But Stone clears the guy right away in front of him. I mean, that's not a screen you're going to get away with. I can tell you that. You might have gotten away with that in high school in Alabama.
18th turnover for Kentucky. And there's the guy you talked about they need on offense.
Yeah, he has offensive firepower. He has the potential to put points on the board. That's been a big plus now for North Carolina, getting Joe Forte, something they needed.
Stone, nice job to come and intercept that pass. Blevins to Tayshaun Prince. Looks like he's going to think about jacking up a 3. Bogans. Blevins has it. And again, challenging all the passing lanes. Arizona doing a great job of that.
They're doing a great job on the defensive end, communicating, helping one another.
Tomorrow, missed Stone. His jump hook is short. Gardner with it.
Look at this little guy, control tempo, control the basketball. And watch him back it out if it's not there.
Walton spots an opening. Gardner wide open for 3.
Big time, John, big time. That's a big-time young player. He's going to be right there with the Jason Williams, the Frank Williams of Illinois. All those young phenoms coming on the scene as first-year players.
11-0 run.
You know what I like about him, too? Look at his focus. Watch his eyes and his concentration. He's really into the game at every possession. He doesn't play for the crowd. He plays just to win.
Prince, strong drive. Need it. 14 for Tayshaun.
He's the only guy stepping up offensively.
Woods trying to lose Stone. Can't do it. Short shot flat. Wessel and Kamara both hit the deck. Gardner, you talk about the poise of a youngster there.
Love him, John. Love this little guy. Love this little guy. Look at the NBN, John. Nothing but nylon.
John Saunders and Dick Vitale. Arizona with an 11-point lead. Tomorrow, college football on ABC at 1 o'clock. We have Georgia Tech, then Arizona and Arizona State. Some of you will have that. And then, Dick, for you, prime time, 8 o'clock. The Fighting Irish trying to salvage a terrible season against a Stanford team that is headed to the Rose Bowl for the first time since the 70s. Stanford, very explosive. The Irish...
We're going to have a beautiful party at my house. All people coming over to watch the game in Sarasota. You want to fly down from that or at ABC?
I'm working the game. Okay, it's at halftime. Don't forget the Sports Center. Linda Cohen and Stuart Scott will be along. I'm going to tune in just to see what happened between Barkley and Pippen. Of course, top 25 college basketball and what happened in college football today. And these people know.
Hey, I want to watch Linda Cohen and Stuart Scott. Hey, Stuart really loved these two guards. He'd call them the bomb, baby. They're the bomb, Stuart.
Absolutely. Stuart is the other side of the pillow. Ooh. Levins into Tayshaun Prince.
My Tayshaun's got to hit a little jumper.
Levins got to knock down a 3. Off the mark. Big rebound. McGlure had it. Lost it. And Prince touches it out of bounds. Arizona basketball.
I'll tell you one thing, Kentucky plays a dynamite pre-conference schedule, as does Arizona. But they got a date coming up with Maryland. Maryland will have 68 in a row non-conference games at Cole Fieldhouse, which will most likely be Winthrop when Kentucky comes to town.
Arizona basketball, well, you're right, Kentucky plays awesome non-conference schedule. A couple ACC teams on there. Well, Maryland twice, now Georgia Tech, of course, playing Louisville every year.
Well, you know, they're supposed to. They're one of the real great marquee schools in American college basketball. And CMU and Tubby realize they're going to play the best. That's the only way you improve as a team.
Allison gets hit with a foul.
They're playing one of the best tonight. I'll tell you this. They may be young in that backcourt, but they're going to give fits to a lot of people in college basketball. Because these kids are showing some poise. Remember this now. They played in high school last year. They're playing at the Mecca. They're playing in New York City, Madison Square Garden. Look at those numbers, these two guys. Played high school last year, several months ago.
This would be a huge bonus if they can continue to play like this through the first half of the season, because you know they'll play like this the second half.
And they're winning without any kind of scoring out of Michael Wright on the interior. He and Woods have gotten about 4 points between them.
Gardner trying to make something happen, pulls up. Look like Saul Smith got a piece of that.
Good job by Saul that time. He's got to get to the goal quick.
Ducks it off. Bogans can't get it to drop, though. And then the foul. Bogans commits the foul after missing the layup.
That was a great little look by Saul Smith. You got to convert that. And that's frustration right there for Tubby Smith and his staff, Coach Sutton, Coach Felton, and Coach Finney.
I'm not sure, though, Saul would have been better served to just try and take that to the goal, because he would have gotten fouled.
We're going to take a look at him right here. Here's Saul right now. He's looking for the trailer. He sees the defense come over. Now, John, that's a great look. Great look. He's got to convert that. There's a look at Donna.
He's saying, you got to send my son to the line.
One of those great coaches' wives, just like Bobby, Lute Olson's wife, who's home down in Tucson watching the game, I'm sure. Bobby, we send our love down there.
Here at Madison Square Garden, John Saunders and Dick Vitale. Now, if you ask me, any wife married to one of you coaches is a great wife, because to put up with what the women of college basketball have to put up with, husbands on the road missing anniversaries and birthdays and
holidays,
homecomings and everything.
I say amen to that. I watched Gary Williams in his gym yesterday on Thanksgiving Day going through practice in an empty building.
Well, McGlure. Now, that is one of the times exactly I was going to agree with you. You've got to step to the basketball.
You got to step to the ball, John. I was just going to say it. You beat me to the punch. But you got to really come to that basketball and want that ball. So you're going to watch McGlure right here, number 42. We're going to see him right here. See, here he is, come flashing the ball. You got to step to the ball. See, he waits for the ball to come to him.
He's presenting himself, but you're right, not taking that step as the pass comes. That's what's hurting. Bogan's with it now, and Gardner steps to meet him. That last foul was on Wright, his fourth, so he's back on the bench. Allison drives and turns it over. Gardner ahead of everyone, takes it to the hole. Oh, no foul. Tayshaun, no foul.
No foul with body contact there. Wow. Wow. He got away with one there. He got the angle on him, but there was definitely contact.
Bogans in the lane, off the glass.
See, Bogans knows how to score, John. He's a scorer.
Yeah, I would like to see a replay of that. Tayshaun Prince did a great job to get back on defense, but that was hard not to commit a foul.
Trying to get that execution, get some good motion offensively, some movement, good spacing. That'll get you high percentage shots.
Frazier swings it to Gardner.
McGlory and Woods negating each other offensively.
What a pass down to Frazier. He doesn't convert, but a great pass by Walton.
He is a good passer. He's got good feel for the game, good rhythm. Brother playing at Princeton, brother at Cal Poly, and one side with Steve Fisher.
Allison for three, grazes the front iron, and that is it.
Tubby just really frustrated with the offensive execution of Kentucky. You can just see their faces, the frustration. They cannot believe the kind of execution. They're getting nothing in transition. Arizona's done a great job taking away any kind of running game of Kentucky.
Walton drops it to Frazier. Frazier, a little long. McGlory with a big board. Almost stripped, does have it stripped by Walton from behind. Frazier turns and fires. Probably should have brought that one back out. Tayshaun Prince now.
Frazier, a junior college player.
Three-pointer from Saul Smith. Off the front iron. Warren Woods with a rebound.
Ice cold, John. Ice cold. They're going to try to sneak out and get a layup in transition. Get Allison out. Look at the turnovers. 20 for Kentucky.
No win too many games with 20 turnovers.
And a lot of those turnovers have been converted into scores on the other end of the floor.
Walton takes it on the baseline. Backs up Smith. Short. Gets his own back miss. Gets it back a third time. Knocks that one in.
Jamal McGlory can't let him get that third look. He's standing staring at him, taking a picture. That's just pure hustle right there. Got hustled on that play.
Saul Smith swings it to Bogans, takes it up hard, goes after his own rebound. Foul. They're calling on Lauren Woods.
I'm really impressed with Arizona. You know what's really interesting? Lauren Woods may not be scoring, John, but his presence alone in the lane creates a nightmare for teams.
That's hard to believe with Michael Wright on the sideline, an assistant coach right now. Tayshaun Prince gets back on Gardner. Nice block. A lot of contact. No call.
I got the news for you.
The greatest names in professional.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Arizona has built a 13-point lead, partly because Kentucky has turned it over 20 times. Arizona on a 15-4 run right now. And it's amazing when you talk about some of the numbers.
I'll tell you, Jay, I know it's amazing as you look right here. Wright, no points. Woods with 6. You got your two big baseline guys with a total of 6 points, and they're plus 13 on Kentucky. That tells me a little bit about their defense and about their guard play. Look at the two guards, Arenas and Gardner. Unbelievable.
Wiping out the freshman status early.
They're not freshmen. I'll tell you, they're playing like men. I guarantee you.
They're saying a year ago we were in high school. You're right, Dick, but we were seniors. Kentucky having a tough time getting the ball into play. Todd Tackett could not find anyone to dump it off to.
Really struggle. Look at Tubby on that sideline. I haven't seen Kentucky in a number of years look this really inept the way they're playing on the offensive end. I mean, I have seen Kentucky over the years, you know, they have a bad day, game, shooting the basketball, etc. Everybody does. But they just don't seem to be in sync.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is where some of the problems are occurring.
There's a turning point. There's the conversion off the steal. 20 turnovers. Jefferson with the conversion. I mean, this has been all night long. Deflection, steal, kick it out, run, get the layup. And here's another one. There's a little turnover by McGlory. It's been turnover city. Turnover city here, and I'm not talking Apple turnovers either.
The Big Apple turnover city. But the problem is how they're turning the ball over. It's not as if they're going in, pounding the glass and losing it. They're losing this at the perimeter a lot of times. Prince with a nice running hook.
I just was talking to Jack Gibbons off the air, and he said the same thing, that they're just not able even to initiate their offense, get the ball, get any kind of offense going. And he's 100% right.
Jefferson To Arenas, takes it to the glass.
See what's happened now. You've given these kids so much confidence that they have built up this feeling. You can just see it the way they're strutting and sliding on the floor.
20 points for Arenas.
What a show he's having in the big garden. Madison Square Garden. I guess they watched Joe Forte play and they said, hey, look at that freshman, what he did down in Maui. We can do it too.
Bergen's fighting his way to the hole. Gets fouled on his way there.
Give it Arenas. We're going to watch him go right to the basket. Nobody lays a hand. I love it. He's waving a little matador defense by Tackett. And up goes, lays it on the glass in the conversion. I know one thing. Tubby Smith will get him in the gym, and he will drill and drill and drill. And so will George Felton and Sutton and Finney. Because they got an outstanding coaching staff. And you can guarantee somebody will pay for this performance.
It's all Smith trying to create something. Dumps it to McGlure.
Their next game is the 29th against Dayton, who has a very good team. Dayton went out and won the Classic out of New Mexico. Oliver Purnell did a great job. Mark Ashman, a good player.
Tayshaun Prince shot us a little flat in the hook. Frazier stepped out of bounds and he tried to hold on to that. Oliver Purnell has been a great coach. Coached at ODU as an assistant at Maryland, of course.
You know, Dayton went out and beat the Lobos down there, and then Sanford beat St. John's, and then Dayton beat Sanford. Won that tournament down in. They play on Monday night in Cincinnati. Look at Virginia gets a win over Providence after losing to South Carolina.
Gardner comes back into the game. Tackett, long range three, no good. McGlure had the rebound and bounced it off his head.
He's really struggling tonight, John. He's a much better player than what we've witnessed here today.
Arenas has it. Tackett trying to stay with him. Arenas stops, pops off the glass. No good. Ward's had it slip out of his hand. Allison.
I think Arenas is one of the reasons that Ruben Douglas transferred. A kid that started last year. I think he looked at his playing time. Douglas was a big-time scorer in high school. If you look at Prince with the drive, and he said, hey, I'm not going to get a lot of playing time with this guy here, even though he would have been in the mix and in the formula. But a lot of guys can't adjust to not taking the number of shots they take in high school. They can't adjust to that. They want to be the man. Well, at Arizona, it's going to be a team concept, and the same at Kentucky.
Everyone's the man.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Oh, yes, sir, by Jefferson.
And Richard Jefferson's got that great first step and that explosive ability.
13 points and the largest lead of the game right now. Arizona over Kentucky by 15.
And they're beating them, just dominating them. Taking the ball in the basket with dominance.
Ludor got fouled that time.
Lute Olson just adding another, looks like another chapter in his life. They win this game. They win 3 preseason NIT championships. Look at the drive to the basket. Look at the rotation, the reverse layup. They're so explosive the way they attack the basket.
Ward's picked up his 4, so he checks out. Wright checks back in. He also has 4 fouls.
The one thing, Wright's still hustling out there with the 4 fouls.
Allison. Oh, Arenas. Oh, my goodness.
Arenas, what a star. I'll tell you, you're seeing a star backcourt really being born here in college basketball with Arenas and Gardner. Here's Arenas now rotating over. Look at the quickness, the athletic ability. What a tandem. They're going to be a fun group to watch play down in Arizona.
McGlure fights his way in and earns a trip to the line.
Well, he made a good move there. He attacked the basket. So look at Lauren Woods on the sideline. He can't get down on himself because he didn't score a whole lot. He's got 4 personal fouls. He's been a very important factor in this win today. Very important factor. His presence alone in the lane.
You see Wright with the 4 fouls and 2 rebounds with no points. This is the first free throw attempted by Kentucky this half. They were 2 of 6 in the first half. And really, a lot of the reason why is because they haven't got down in a position to get fouled. They're turning the ball over on the perimeter up by the 3-point line.
When you turn the ball better than 20 times against a team like Arizona who can make you really be hurt with the turnover, as you look here coming up on Sports Center with that dynamic duo of Linda Cohn and Stuart Scott.
King's looking for 8 straight.
That's a backcourt, huh? Linda Cohn throws the little bounce pass to Stewart, and Stewart delivers.
Yeah, I'd say that's it. Well, one of them is a hockey player. Linda's a hockey player.
So I knew you got to get hockey in. I know we can't go a night without you getting hockey in it. I'm on a Dan Patrick show the other day, and Dan's not even here. I got to be on with Chris Moore and Rob Dibble because now he gets the extra day for holiday. That is a star. He's becoming like Johnny Carson. You know, days off.
How do you make the transition from hockey to days off? Allison's three is good.
I'll tell you, Allison finally drills it. He's a kid that has scoring ability. Be very tough to trap this team.
Arenas to Walton, open for the jumper.
Very tough to trap him, John. They move the ball. They're very unselfish. But Walton says, that's my guy, the big redhead.
Tayshaun Prince's three is no good. And Arenas grabs the rebound.
He shot that from no man's land. That was downtown New York City. Under control. See, this is what Lou wants to keep him under control. What minutes and confidence, and what a build-up for these young kids to come to New York as two freshmen and leave here possibly with the gold trophy.
Arenas to Walton. Dumps it back out for Gardner. Arenas gets it back. Cross court to Walton. He takes it on the baseline. Wright holds his man off. Swatted by McGlure. McGlure is having one of those days that he will not soon forget, although he'll wish that he could.
As a look at Lauren Woods on the sideline, had a real history at Wake Forest of being down on himself all the time, and everybody's trying to work with him to get some confidence. You're going to have days that aren't going to be the kind of days you like, but you got to bounce back. That's what great ones do. They bounce back. He's been better today than what he believes right now. He's better today than what he believes.
That, as we mentioned before, don't show up.
Passing the basketball, presence inside, size.
Michael Wright, averaging 19 through the first 3 games of the season, has 1 point.
And they're winning by 14.
Jefferson, great job to use the rim to protect the basketball.
I'll tell you, Jefferson really knows how to be active, can move well without the ball. It's out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Smith, nice dump down to Prince.
Nice look by Saul Smith. That's what they got to get out of him. Create opportunities. Beat a guy and create an opportunity. Oh, look at that.
To Wright. Offensive foul. Wright jumping right into McGlure.
Gardner did a good job getting the ball up to Wright. Wright could not convert in that situation. You want to take some time off. You're in command. You're up 14. You got 2:38.
Arizona with a 14-point lead. Part of the reason, watch him move the ball around, and Jefferson get the reverse.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the preseason NIT is brought to you by Warner Brothers' new motion picture, The Green Mile, in theaters everywhere starting Friday, December 10th.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden, where Arizona is trying to close out Kentucky with a 14-point lead. Just over 2.5 remaining, and Lute Olson, I don't think he even needs to watch the tape to know how good his guards put tonight.
Oh, he's got to be so impressed with their performance and the way they came out against a good Kentucky team. I mean, let's not forget, this is going to be a good Kentucky team. I know Tubby will have him back in the gym. Jamal McGlure, we know, is going to bounce back from a performance like this, and he's going to have to. I mean, they got dates with Dayton coming up, and that is no cupcake. And then they got Indiana. And, I mean, it doesn't get easy. Tubby's club plays a dynamite schedule, but knowing Tubby and knowing his people and knowing the beautiful fans they have in Kentucky, where they'll get behind these kids, they're going to respond and they'll rally back and win a lot of basketball games.
Smith takes it to the hole.
Nice drive right there by Saul. Full court pressure right now by Kentucky.
Saul his first 2 points and then turned over by Jefferson. Tayshaun taking it at the hole, blocked by Jefferson. Now Jefferson turned that ball over and was under the hole to make the block.
I'll tell you, Jefferson's really a great leaper, has excellent timing. Getting a little sloppy right now, Arizona.
And Kentucky trying to turn up the defensive pressure.
They are really turning it up. You can see there's a little bit more intensity and emotion. It might be late. Now look at Jefferson rotating over. Look at that great rotation. Look at that Skywalker. I mean, he's up and away. Well, is he up there in the sky?
And as I mentioned, he was the one who turned it over here at midcourt and then still beat everybody back down the floor. Bogus is checked back in.
Eyes.
Nice conversion by Allison.
Yeah, Allison's a guy that's got to look for a shot a little more, too. He can give him some offense. Tonight, they were really without any kind of offense at all from the perimeter.
Gardner puts it in Arena's hands. Has to do a nice job to chase that ball down.
Now Wilson wants to see these kids play with some control right here, late in the game. Gotta watch 5 seconds.
Oh, everybody lost Walton, everyone.
And there's the vision, wide open. Walton's played a nice game. He's given him some positive minutes off that bench.
Redshirted last year. Saul Smith, 3, short. Arenas with the rebound.
I tell you, he's a big-time rebounder for a guard as well, Arenas. I mean, he can really rebound for a little guy. He's got great athletic ability, good quickness. I'll tell you, what a different club. They don't have Jason Terry. Jason Terry, as we said, now with the Atlanta Hawks. J.R. Ryder, what about that story down there? We're talking about Atlanta Hawks. Ajalot Gardner, look at him. Beat his man. There's the look. And there's the pass. I want to just simply say this. It really bothers me when I see guys who I love the game. When guys can't show up for practice on time and can't be on time for games, that is so disturbing. If you were in the real corporate world, you'd be on the unemployment line so quickly. J.R. Ryder, if you can't play for that trio down there in terms of Stan Kasten and Pete Babcock and, of course, Hall of Famer Lenny Wilkins, there is something wrong. Listen to those people, JR. You got a lot of ability, my friend. I hate to see guys become stories. Peter Vesey said it in the paper today. He wrote in the line about the fact that maybe you should go to New Jersey. At least he'll steal some of the tabloids and get away some of the publicity of Sprewell gets at the Knicks.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you. See the numbers of the guards. There's so many people who play just for the love of the game. You can't play and be on time when you're getting millions of dollars.
There's something's wrong. Something's wrong. Have no respect for the uniform, no respect for your teammates, no respect for your family. I mean, come on, J.R. Ryder, grow up.
Well spoken.
There's a look at that ring, championship ring. What a run, Kentucky. 96 national champs. 97 Arizona. Beats them in overtime. They play without Derek Anderson. Not to take anything away from Bibby and Dickerson and those guys, but that's certainly a big loss. And in 98, they come back and win it again. And then last year, come so close to going to the Final Four. What a great run.
Tremendous run, almost 5 straight years to Final Four.
Beautiful basketball tradition. It really is. I mean, they can legitimately make a claim to be the program of the century.
That's the way the game has gone. Just another turnover for Kentucky. 21 turnovers.
See, I'm really frustrated. I'm really disappointed tonight because, John, I was promised by the fine SID, Brooks Downing, who does a great job. I was promised that Miss America was going to be here. Miss Kentucky, and she didn't show. Maybe that's the bad luck. She's not here.
Well, she's not the only one who didn't show from Kentucky, apparently. Linda Cohen will be along with Stuart Scott. She can be Miss America.
Yeah. She's Miss ESPN. Co-Miss ESPN along with Robin Roberts. They got to be co. They got to be co.
No arguments there. Don't forget, after Sports Center at midnight on ESPN, semifinal 2 of the Great Alaska Shootout should be a great one. Kansas and Xavier. You want to be sure and tune into this one because you see some of the great surprises in the Great Alaska Shootout. Some of the great finishes. Go back to a year ago, Cincinnati and Duke. Before Duke went on that tremendous run, they lost one at the buzzer up there.
That's where it all started for Roy Williams. 1988, his first win was up at the Great Alaska Shootout. And he's had many, many more since then. He's got a tough one tonight with Xavier. That'll be an interesting basketball game. Skip Clausen does a heck of a job. Well, what a job tonight by Arizona. You got to give them an A+. It looked like they were struggling early in this game. Kentucky's defense was superb out of the gate. They settled down. They played back on the defensive end and really played unselfishly. Oh, that's intentional. That's intentional. That should be 2 shots in the board. In fact, right now, John, one of the emphasis is supposed to be calling the intentional foul when it's done deliberate. That was done deliberate.
Well, it was done out of frustration as a reach in as the ball had been moved around nicely. It looked like Kentucky was content to let the clock play itself out as long as Arizona could move the ball around. But when Woods got such an easy look.
And this kid's going to get more game experience, and he's going to be special inside for them. I'll tell you, what a race is going to go on in that Pac-10 with UCLA, Stanford, and Arizona, and don't count out Oregon. George Raveling, a buddy of ours, has really touted them really heavily, and I agree with George. I think that Oregon is going to be really a dynamite club, especially at home.
McGlory to Prince as the final seconds tick away. Prince's three, no good. Jefferson with the rebound. He'll be fouled.
There'll be no artists tonight in Mr. Prince. I saw where Prince was mobbed out of Madrid. The fans went absolutely bananas in putting on a concert.
Well, this is his year, 1999. I know, Dick, you're going to party like it's 1999.
The Millennium. I'm going to a big party at one of my friends' houses down in Sarasota.
McGlory just off the free throw line, bounces home.
And I think that's his first deuce.
Yes. He had one from the free throw line, and then Saul Smith tripping up Gardner.
It's pretty tough to win when your post guy inside comes up empty, you get nothing from the perimeter, the way to three-point shot. And that just made it a tough night for Tubby and his gang. But the beautiful thing about college basketball, you can lose in November, John, and it doesn't eliminate you in the chase for the big gold trophy. And Kentucky will be in the hunt somewhere down the line, causing havoc when it comes NCAA time.
One of the things that makes a great coach, adjustments. Learning from your mistakes or your team's mistakes. And Tubby is one of the best, as is Luke.
Playing in the right combination as well. Balance, balance, balance will be the theme this year in college basketball. I really believe that, John. We're seeing so much of that in the early going right now as you look at two classy guys shaking hands with one another.
And for the third time in the 90s, Arizona champions of the preseason NIT. For Dick Vitale, I'm John Saunders. SportsCenter is coming up next.